For the first time in 4 years, I dropped from the Patriot Games beforehand. I did not compete, but I did volunteer instead, and boy, did I learn a lot.
Oh, that's amazing. Look at that fish.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have been doing a lot of things other than shooting as of late. I went on a 2-week trip to Germany, Austria, and Switzerland with the family. We had a great time, but I did not do any training during that trip. I didn't do any training leading up to the trip, and I just wasn't ready for the Patriot Games. So, and that was a work week for me, so I was on nights, and I just wasn't ready, and I was fearful of hurting myself, so I wound up dropping out of competing. But I had a good night on Friday night, and I went to the range, and they were short on volunteers, so I wound up volunteering on one of the stages. I don't have any footage because I kind of got thrust into it, and I was there for about 4 hours in the sun running that stage. So I learned a lot, though. There were a lot of people that have watched the videos, so thank you for commenting or telling me that. And I saw a lot of people make some mistakes, and I just wanted to make a video and go over it so that hopefully people can adjust their gear and or be prepared for the next time. It is a very eye-opening experience when you do compete for the first time. You're stressed, you're under pressure, you're breathing heavy, your heart's beating out of your chest, you're totally exhausted. It's like 90 degrees and humid, so it's hot. A lot of things going on, and you can fumble the stage, you can fumble your gear and all that stuff. One of the main things, hold on a second. So one of the main things that I saw were people that had retention on their mag holders, whether it was on the belt or whether it was on their plate carrier. They had either Velcro or a bungee that was in the way. And when you're moving fast and whatnot in this type of competition, what you want is retention on the sides of the mag holder, not necessarily on top. It makes it easier to just grab it and put it back in. A lot of people didn't have dump pouches, and then they were struggling and fumbling to get it back in. I've been competing in this HRT rack since the beginning, almost 4 years now. This thing is well broken in. It is on the bulkier side when you look at other athletes, but it really doesn't get in my way. And I can get a mag in and out really fast. And then the same thing with this belt. This isn't my original belt, but this is a HRT arc. And I've got really good retention in the mag holders, and I don't need anything over top of it. The only retention that I want to have is on my holster. So that was one of the main issues that I saw people. They were fumbling with their mags. Knowing exactly where your mag is. You know, if you put an empty one back here and then you pull that one out again to load it, you're gonna load an empty mag. Now you should know when you pick it up the difference between an unloaded magazine and a loaded magazine. It's a big difference, so you should feel that weight regardless. That should be just muscle memory. So one of the biggest things was magazine orientation and then the retention that you had on your gear. Now the stage that I was ROing or judging it was a good stage. You had to load a sandbag onto the sled, pull the sled down, throw the sandbag over a wall, and then you climb over the wall and go to the firing line. There was pistol and then rifle shooting. It was on a piece of paper. The pistols were towards a parallelogram and the rifles were towards a triangle. Maybe 25 yards. It was not far at all. But when you are in a competition and you go up to a stage and right before you start they say, shooters, are you ready? You should be ready to go. And I saw a couple people make the mistake of not readying their weapon. Now, we do not run hot, so everything except loading and charging a magazine or a round. Loading magazine, charging a round. But your optic light should be on, or your reticle should be on, and your stock should be extended so that your eye relief is proper. I don't know about you, but when I set this rifle up, I did not put this into my shoulder here for my eye relief. My stock is fully extended when I am shooting. So that's where my eye relief is good. And I saw a bunch of people not extend their stock all the way at all. And, you know, it just creates an awkward position. You don't really know what's going on because, you know, you're in the heat of the moment and you might not be thinking clearly. So, you know, going through a pre-shot routine, if you need an optic on, if you have a red dot, then, you know, make sure that the reticle is on. Make sure your stock's extended. And anything that you might need to do ahead of time, you want to do beforehand. Like I said, the shot was about 25 yards, and there were a couple people that had their magnification up. And it's just not necessary for that kind of shot, especially if you know your holds. Now, my rifle is my optic is a Mark IV HD 2.5 to 10. I've got 2.5 minimum magnification, so I added an offset red dot. And you know, if you know how to use this offset red dot, it is a valuable piece. But I saw somebody shooting 2.5 when they had the opportunity to shoot at 1. And that was a lot better, because you want to be able to, if you're on 2.5 and your eye relief is all off, you're going to be struggling to find your reticle. So, you know, knowing your weapon is paramount, but you don't need a lot of magnification for such a small shot. And then lastly, the thing that I have struggled with this in the past myself in the Patriot games is when, you know, the first shooting iteration was 2 hands out, you know, normal shooting. The next one was strong hand only. Now, people don't practice single hand shooting. You know, where do you put your hand? Where does your, you know, when you're shooting one-handed with your right hand, you're going to go up and to the left. It's just what's going to happen. And then the third shooting iteration was offhand. And people just don't practice that a lot, and they struggle in competition. So it's difficult enough to do it when you're static, and it's even more difficult when you are in the heat of the moment. So judging was a great opportunity to see kind of what other people do. And you know, don't get me wrong, not everybody made mistakes. There were some really solid people out there, but there are people that are new to the sport, and just some of the things that you're going to learn over time, some of the things that I've learned. I mean, I've gone through 3 or 4 optics on my rifle. This is a G47. This is going to be my second pistol that I'm going to be using in competition. I've had 2 belts, 1 plate carrier. That's been really solid the whole time. But you do learn things over time, and hopefully this video helps you kind of get from point A to point C with skipping over some of the mistakes you might make at point B. So I had a great time volunteering. It was nice to be on the other side. I've been on the receiving end of volunteering for 4 years now, and it was time to give back and volunteer. And if I'm ever unable to compete, I hope that I can volunteer. So I love seeing my friends, and congratulations to all the winners. I'm glad I did not have to compete because it was brutally hot, and I look forward to the next event that I'm able to go to. So that's going to do it for this one. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. We'll see you in the next video.